And welcome back to the third and final installment of the Reliability Matters podcast. We are here at the Global SMT booth here in sunny Southern California in the city of Anaheim at the IPC Apex Expo. I'm not in my normal studio, as you can clearly see. And a big shout out to my friend and colleague Trevor Galbraith for allowing us to interlope in his studio and broadcast this podcast from his studio here at the show. And also to the tech wonders over here, the tech goddesses, Summer and Jen. Oh, they're liking that. Oh, Jen's really eating up that comment. Yeah. Anyway, thank you both for pushing the right buttons at the right time and making us as best as we could be. So I appreciate all the work you're doing behind the scenes. My guest for this first quick segment is Kimberley Fagan. She's the marketing manager for PVA. Welcome, Kimberley. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good.
And I understand that seconds before another person from your company was going to go on the air, they said, here, you do it, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So you're a great sport. Yes. Thank you for...
I'll try to be.
Yes, I'm presuming you're going to be a great sport. Let's let our audience know, for those who don't, maybe for the 2 or 3 members of my audience who haven't heard of PVA before, tell me who PVA is, what types of products do you sell, and to what types of customers do you sell them to?
Sure. So PVA, we are precision valve and automation. We build dispensing and coating robots mostly, but we also build valves and meter mix systems. We kind of like to say we do it all. And in terms of the industries that we sell to, I would say defense, automotive. We're really trying to get in everything, anything that we can.
Anyone who needs coating.
Yes, exactly.
So it's funny,
and
your company name came from like the tech behind the coating, valves, precision valves, which is all how you do coating, to, you're a coating equipment company.
Yep, absolutely. Right. Our CEO started out building valves in his garage, and now we're a larger-than-life company. So
Larger than life. And you've been in this industry for how many years now?
It'll be 5 in October, so
okay.
Yep.
They may not have told you this when you entered the industry, but it is kind of a contract with the devil. It's a life sentence, right? We're like the mafia.
Yeah.
You only leave in a casket, right?
Yes.
So you're going to be here
told.
for decades, right?
Good.
You might work for different companies, but you'll be in this industry for decades. Let's just go back a little bit to coating systems. Obviously, coating has been associated over the years with high reliability.
Yes.
Right? If you're building stuff that can't fail or people die, right? So if you're building space systems that you just can't go out and repair, or you're building avionics for aircraft or missile systems or medical stuff.
Yes, the stakes are very high.
Yeah, right. And the whole goal of conformal coating, of course, is to protect the assembly from the cold, cruel, harsh world that's out there.
Yes.
Do you find, you may not see it from your marketing role, but I'm just curious if you've heard of it, in the office water cooler conversations, that more and more commercial applications are starting to coat now, not just the stereotypical high rel stuff. Are you seeing kind of a more diversification of customers in various
Yeah, absolutely.
fields?
I mean, I think that at this point, the benefits of conformal coating are more people are finding out about it, and it's a reliable application, and it can be used in a lot of different industries, and
Yeah, I'm seeing with Internet of Things, with the electrification of stuff, and the fact that everything is now a connected device. They're making toothbrushes now that can log into your home Wi-Fi, and it has sensors in it, and it'll basically narc on little Johnny or Jamie on how long they brush their teeth for and how aggressive they
I used to get my daughter one of those.
Right. Well, you'll learn some things, right?
Yeah.
But these are connected devices, and these connected devices are not what we would consider class 3 devices, so super high reliability devices. They're class 1 devices, which is the lowest expected level of reliability, consumer goods. But they're being put into harsh environments because where do we take electronics? We take them with us. Where do we go?
Everywhere.
We go into the snow. We go into the heat. We go into humid conditions, right?
Yep.
And I'm seeing more and more companies of class 1 devices, not high expected reliability, no one dies if they fail, having to coat their boards. Not because to prevent death and destruction, but just to keep the product working,
Yeah.
right? So I am seeing a diversification of people who are doing coating. I personally am in the cleaning world, so we're right next to each other down the river. You know, they clean, they coat, right? Or they should clean and then coat.
Yes.
So we're seeing more people cleaning to coat than ever before because of the fact that electronics is exploding. It's going everywhere now. Let's make a little left turn here. And it's you know, I'm an old guy in this industry. I've been in this industry for 38 years. And you know, I started when I was 3. There were experimentations with child labor.
Wow.
And it has always been, at least when I first got into this industry, a bunch of old guys. It's a very gentrified, male-dominated industry. And as what I like to refer to as the silver tsunami, well, all the gray hairs are retiring.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And as they're retiring, there was a great exodus of people from our industry, and I didn't see a great influx of young talent coming into our industry, and it was quite concerning.
Right.
And I think our industry was concerned about it too. Now I'm seeing more and more young people come into the industry, and more women come into the industry, which is like, ooh, you know, the industry will continue.
The women are here.
We have
Don't
we have a good chance now of surviving. What was your experience coming into this industry? I think you said earlier you were a technical writer, so you have
Yes.
experience in tech stuff.
Yep.
What was it like to come into the electronic assembly industry? What were your first perceptions of the industry?
It was, to be honest, it was an industry I didn't really know that much about. I didn't know it existed. You know, when you're in college, you want to be.
Yeah, we're behind the curtain, right? Stuff just gets made.
Yeah, you
by
don't. But
somebody.
you don't think about
Right.
how it is made, and it's been a very eye-opening experience for sure. And yes, it was a little intimidating, it being a boys' club, but I think, like you were saying earlier, once you're in the industry, you're in the industry. So the years and years of knowledge of people in this industry has really helped me personally as somebody who didn't have the background in it. I've just had so many great people to go to for advice and just teach me as much as I can before they retire.
Get them while they're still here.
Yeah, and I think it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be in the industry too. I think there are a lot of changes, and there are a lot of new, younger people coming in, and I'm excited to be part of that new wave.
So we talked before we went on camera. We talked about trade associations. You mentioned you were a member of SMTA,
Yes,
Surface
yeah.
Mount Technology Association. Have you attended their like smaller expos or any of their small events?
We do a
local
lot
events?
of their regional
Little tabletop shows,
events. Yeah.
And see if you've noticed this too. I find the value in those events not limited to the time you're standing at the table, booth duty. I find that maybe even a greater value is after hours,
Yes.
the networking side. Have
Absolutely.
you been able to take advantage of that and kind of
Yeah.
make connections?
Yeah, I think this industry, the face-to-face connections that you make can't be overstated. You know, I think a lot of other industries are moving away from that, but yeah, just getting out here and talking to people, meeting them, it's so valuable, and it's been so.
It's nice
great.
when you're working in a booth and people come up and go, Kimberley.
Yeah.
Now it's confusing when they say that to me because I'm not Kimberley, but it's nice to be recognized. It's nice to be able to see people on, whether it's once a year or maybe a couple times a year on the show circuit or
Absolutely.
whatever, right?
And it's a huge industry, but it feels small. You end up seeing the same people, and like it's got a family feel to it.
It definitely does. And what's surprising to a lot of people is if you look at how big the electronic industry is, trillions of dollars. It's all made by pretty much every company in this building.
Yeah.
Right? We're it.
Yeah.
Right? It's a small group of companies, relatively speaking, that make anything that has a battery or plugs into a wall. That's us.
Yep.
Right? So people say, what do you do for a living? And I try not to tell them. You're going to be in the same boat. If you try and explain conformal coding, you'll lose friends right away. Right?
Yes.
They'll just walk away. But I tell people, all the electronics you make, we make it work. And you're in the same boat. You don't make products that people then sell. You make products that people sell more reliable.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And then people stick around a little longer in a conversation. They don't leave you right away. They're not quite as bored. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Well, Kimberley, thank you so much for being a great sport, for jumping in. Tell your colleague that he owes you a big drink
Yes,
in
yes,
about
he
an hour and a
definitely
half,
does.
right? He owes you. And thanks for being my guest. And good luck in your career. And I'm now one of your network friends, and I'll look forward to seeing you at the next event.
Awesome. Hopefully it won't be on camera next time.
Hopefully we can do it. Yeah, we can do it off camera. Right.
Awesome,
I
yeah.
totally agree.
Thank you for having
Take
me.
care.
At Kaizen, we know it's the science that makes the difference. The right solutions happen when you care enough to ask the right questions. And we understand that your performance is directly related to ours. Science knows why it works, care knows why it's important.